Hey everybody, this is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and we're back for another episode of Occupy Mars. All right, so today we've been quite busy since we recorded the last episode. Um, we've accomplished a number of things, and most of the stuff that we did was off camera because it's repetitive and kind of boring. And it's things that you guys have already seen, such as I've added some buildings to the base. We went ahead and unlocked the Rover from the abandoned tablet that we got when we were out the other day, and we went ahead and built that. We added some more things in dealing with our electrical grid, and as well as our water grid. Anyways, that being said, we're back over here by this rocket because a friend of mine told me some things that I wasn't aware of when we came here before. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to set up we want to do a quick solar panel. We're going to plug this in. And we're going to plug it in up here because I didn't realize you could plug into this socket. Now, by plugging into this socket, we can now open this door. So we can have the ability to go inside here. And as you can see, this is the inside of the rocket. This would have been where the elevator was. And there's these little items, as you can see, that are inside of these little cubbies. There's some food. Some more food. And some more food. Food's good. We'll take it. That's got a pile of jumbled chairs. And then this is an entrance to something that we can't get into right now. I don't know what the deal is on it. Now, according to my friend, we can actually do these chairs, but when I try to do that, it's not reacting with me. So I don't know if something changed. He came across this in the playtest. I never did see this. But I did find out that you can supposedly interact with this. And so if I take the circuit board out and then put it back in, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but there was a noise that happened. But yet the elevator never actually worked. So I don't know if it's a power issue, maybe that it's not fully activating. Because the point is that the reason we started here this morning is because that I came over here uh, after I recorded yesterday and was looking around at this stuff because he had told me about it or whatever, and he was talking to me in my voice channel in my Discord, and he was telling me that this thing There it goes. Okay, so as you can see, I got these things activated for the elevator, but I can't interact with them. So I'm not sure why that doesn't work, and this may be something we can come back to later and check out. He thought maybe I should try thinking about doing a power grid to maybe feed more power to this to activate it. And maybe if more power was in there, then it would work. And then this thing would rise up and I would be able to access this compartment back here that you can see. There's also something in the nose cone as well, but I don't know. That's as far as I could get with it. And so for now, we'll just leave it like it is. This is something we can come back to at a later time. Oops, got caught on the tip of that thing. So we'll pick our stuff back up. And call it all good. Anyways, I got to run downstairs and let my dog out real quick, so we'll be right back in just a second. Okay, we're back. Anyway, so in case people were wondering where this base is, let's see if we can wide out far enough where people can see. This is our current base, but this is where the mission control was. This is where our old base is. But from mission control, if this was north on the map, it would be due north on this here, and that would place us. This is the new base, and so that would place us right. Let's focus in on our character. It would place us right here. Here is what it looks like on the map where the rocket's at. Just a heads up. Those who want to try to find that rocket. All right, so we're going to jump back on our ATV and head back to the base. So we're being a little more cautious now with our driving because we had 3 incidents on our way back from where we left off on our last video. Because I think what's happened is a couple of things. One, they did a patch recently, and in that patch, or that update that they did, something is now affecting our performance. A huge difference, and that I keep lagging. The lag I'm getting is just horrid. Now, when I mentioned this to somebody, they told me to turn down my graphics. So I did that and restarted, and it didn't change anything. It's still very laggy. And anyways, on our trip back, when we drove back off camera, I had 3 incidences where the ATV flipped on me or rolled on me. And one of those, the last one that it happened at, I was traveling at about this speed here. I hit a rock and the whole thing flipped to the side, which tosses the player off every time that flips like that. And every time it tosses you off, it cracks your helmet. So I went through all 3 of the helmet repair kits I had, and all the time that I've been playing this game, that's never happened to me before. I think I've used the helmet repair kit maybe twice all through the playtest in this game, but I did it 3 times within like 20 minutes on the trip back. And so I didn't, I'm kind of taking my time and going a little slower. It's making me a whole lot more cautious. Now, I did make 5 more of those. I think I have 5 or 6 of them in my inventory just to cover myself, but it's become ridiculous. And so, fair warning to those of you that are playing the game or that are thinking about purchasing the game. Make sure you keep your graphics turned down low, because the lag I've been getting has just been horrid. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the updates as soon as we sleep right now, but you'll notice when we come in here that the changes that we've made.
Oxygen detected.
Okay, so I added another workshop. This workshop here, this is where our storage and some of our equipment is going to be located now. These are all storage units right here.
Equalizer pressure.
We moved our bed out of here because we built living quarters and a bathroom, because we want to be able to use the biodegradable stuff from the toilet to help add to fertilizer to our grow field and stuff. And so this room is going to be for all the benches. So I've got all these benches set down in here now. There will be a total of 6. There'll be one more that'll go here. And so we want to go ahead and sleep. We are currently growing these 5 these are fully grown now, so we're going to want to process these. But what we're going to do with these, we really need to sleep because it's really late. But I don't want to leave these here. So let's look at our inventory real quick. I want to get these done before they die, because they're important. And we're just going to turn these back into seeds, all of them, because we only got 5 in that one that we found, and it's the first seed pack we found that wasn't a potato. We found 2 seed packs so far in the game, in all the places we visited, that were potatoes, and those were early game in the bases around our base originally where we spawned. So this is the first one outside of that we found, and there's only 5 in the pack, and these are the beets. So we're going to split these, and we're going to go boom, and we're going to put 8 and 8, and we're going to combine. So we have some seeds we can replant. Now let's see if they're still red. Yep, there's still a very small amount in here. So we're going to deal with that tomorrow. We're going to sleep right now. We only had 5. We ended up with 8. So I don't know.
Equalizer pressure.
So we built this corridor here, and the corridors, as you can see, are a lot different than they were in the playtest. They're really nice. This is our bathroom.
Equalizer pressure.
Our hydration's way down. Or this is our bedroom. Sorry, I get confused. This is the bathroom.
Pressure.
We can pull water right from the faucets to drink now. We can pull from our. We need to eat, obviously, because we're in the yellow. I'm going to use one of these because that'll fill us up pretty close to fill us up.
Equalizer pressure.
And then we'll go over here and we'll sleep. Change our oxygen around. Oh, oxygen's good. So we're going to sleep. And we'll sleep till 9 because we're getting to sleep late. So our buildings and our suit and stuff are all just black and white. I didn't really mess with the color for these, and so we also went through and changed and added some color. It's kind of a turquoise color or whatever. There's our new Rover, which is really nice to have, which means we can travel super long distances and not worry about nothing, because you can actually live in that thing. We can actually charge our suit in here, so we don't have to go charge it on we don't have to unplug things to use a solar panel or build a solar panel specifically for that. Oops. We did build new power extensions yesterday and add those also into this. believe this is fully charged by now. So we'll unplug that. I don't know why I just didn't roll it up. We don't really need it to be full. Over here. Plug it in there. All right. Anyway, so let's charge our suit real quick. Yeah, as you can see, the battery's pretty full. It looks like the oxygen has dropped a couple notches, but we can connect an oxygen hose to this and recharge that as well. We also reconfigured our power system as we finished
Suit
our. We were low,
recharged.
pretty low on that. Okay, so this is the hallway we added. This is the living quarters and the bathroom that we added. Before we start out here, I want to go back and do the bathroom thing again.
External oxygen detected.
What you can do, so you can fill your water inside as well. Now, this one's a little low, so we'll do it first and then we'll do this one, and I'll show you how you can do that in here without, you probably already know this, but in case you didn't, I fill this from the sink like this.
Refilled.
Okay, so when it says the water is refilled, you have to actually left click that again to turn it off in the faucet. Now, if I look in my inventory, that bottle is now full. I switch to this one, drink again.
Water refilled.
And I open my inventory and look, you can see that they both are full. So we just need to fill our oxygen.
Equalizer pressure.
Before we do that, let's use the toilet. All you have to do is sit down, then left click your mouse to get up. And then this little area right here in the center is where you want to hit. And if you listen, you'll hear the toilet flush. It's like a little swoosh. And then we'll open this up. And there is our waste tank. And we grab that, put it in our inventory, close this door. And then we'll head out.
Equalizer pressure.
And we'll go over here. And now we can provide fertilizer for our plants. Right now it's at 0. It used it all up already. But each one of these will provide 5. As you can see. And you can do those once a day. But being that we're not growing anything in there right now, we want to make sure and turn all this off so it's not using it. And it's not going to waste. Let's plant our seeds real quick. You also want to make sure these are off after you're done using them, because it will eat up the nitrogen, and we want to keep as much nitrogen going as possible. I don't know if I have the seed tool with me or not. I think I have to go get it. Yeah, I do. It says we still have 4 beetroots. I wonder how that happened. We missed it. Dang it. We would have made a lot more if I'd have known that. That's our bad. And my friend said you combine these now, but in the playtest you couldn't, or even in the beta. Let's look in our inventory and see if we can do that. This says it's empty. Apply. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's go get the planter and plant these new seeds so we can get those going. Planter is in our botany bench. There it is. Inventory. Let's move that up into slot 6. It says we have 5. and 5 more. So now we have double. We started with 5, now we have 10. And that's how we got to do this until we can build that up so that we can start using them as like we do the potatoes. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on and this on and this on. As you can see, this is our fertilizer, and we have this amount that speeds the growth up is what that does. So we'll come back to that later. Now we're going to go outside, take a peek at all the stuff we've done outside now. So the base is coming along, as you can see. And we've got that now to do some serious exploring with. And what we did is what you're seeing here is we have 2 setups here now. Now this one is connected to a battery bank that's fully powering it with just a water tank on it. And this is what's going to, the only reason we haven't connected this to the building yet is this is what's going to feed the building. And we're waiting for the tank to be full. So to do that, I'm going to press M. I'm going to check on and see how the water is doing. And then I'm going to scroll in where we're standing right here. And then I'm going to click on this tank. We now have 832 of 20.27 of 16,000. And I want to try to build this up. I'd like to get it all the way to 16,000. It's taken a while for it to fill up, but that's just how it works. But the reason we have the power bank connected to this, the reason that we built this to connect to this, was so that this thing runs 24/7. Now, because it only takes 10, or only takes 5, I mean, to do this, we can actually connect another, we could actually make another, connect this into another one of these right here and feed them out to both of these and split those up. And that's what we're going to do later. I'm probably not going to do that in this episode, but that's what we plan to do. And then also we've reconfigured our power system here as well. So the reason we now have 3 things is because one of these, this one, the ones that are the 2 tanks on it back there, are going to be feeding this building, and then we're going to put one from this one right here to feed the far building over here. Now, see, I built these two buildings. This is funny. I built these 2 buildings before I added the color to my profile that gave us this turquoise color. And if you'll notice, it didn't change the color of the first workshop or the greenhouse that we built here. They stayed the same color they were, black and silver or white or whatever. But yet the new building I built after I added the color change colors, which means it's kind of funny, which means that you could actually build one building of one color and then change the profile, and then build another building of another color, change the profile, and build another building with another color. Which means you could have multicolor buildings if you wanted. Also, I had built the hallways and stuff before I had added the color as well. So I changed it. It changed when I built that last building. As you can see, it has the accents on it. Anyways, that being said, so the point is we want all 3 buildings to be supplied by water, because with all 3 buildings being supplied by water, it boosts the water intake, which the more stuff we plant in here, the more higher it's going to be required of water. Plus we have the bathroom now and so on. And so we want to do that, and that's why we're going to get all these things connected up. I just haven't connected any of them up yet because we're doing other things. But now our power system has changed now, okay? And so what we did is we added some more. We knew we were going to build this building, and so we added some more power because we want to keep the power way up above our standard, or what is necessary.
Oxygen, 75%.
So that we could never worry about running out of water if we drop something. Now these benches and the refrigerator and storage units and stuff, they suck a lot of juice, and so every time we put one down, it really takes it really knocks a chunk of the power available off. And so we wanted this to be way up, and so we wouldn't have to worry about it. So instead of doing it the way we were and having one bank plugged into this building and one bank plugged into the other building, Now Daisy changed them. Now I hadn't done that because in the playtest you couldn't do this, but it is you can do this now. And so we put we connected all the power from this back battery bank and changed it to this battery bank, and it gives us the full amount of power coming in from all the solar panels. And then we take in the power out, and we send the full amount, because the buildings will only use what they need from the batteries. They won't use that full amount. And so we can add things. That means that we have 576 kilowatts of power available. Now, the buildings all combined together right now are less than half of that, way less than half of that. So we still have plenty of power available. We could add another building if we wanted. We're going to get a canteen available eventually, and we'll put that in, and then an HQ, the headquarters, which we can put in there. And with the power we're pulling now, we should be able to add those buildings with no problem. And so that's what that's about, and that's where we're with that. And so we will be adding more power, more solar panels to this, and because we're going to build a garage and things like that, and the garage use sucks tons of juice, and so we want to be able to utilize that as well. Anyway, so that's what that's about. These are the changes that we made since we did the last video, when we were way out there in no man's land on our way back. And when we got back, this is what we did. So today's episode wasn't just about showing you everything that we did. We do have an agenda and something we want to do today. We're going to do a little more exploring, and we're going to take the Rover, because you just never know in this game when something's going to come up, and we want to be prepared. And so we haven't had we have not had a um, meteor shower in a while, and I'm sure we're due one of those. So we want to be able to be in the Rover when that happens, because the Rover will protect us from the meteor showers.
Oxygen source external.
At least I'm pretty sure. I can't say that for sure, actually, because they've made changes in the game now, and so I don't know what's vulnerable now and what it ain't. It used to, the Rover could withstand just about anything. So, but I guess if we got a meteor shower, the wise thing to do would put down the traveling capsule that we have, because the capsules are invulnerable to the meteors, because they're designed to be in outer space where all that kind of stuff is. And so they can survive anything. So I think they're indestructible, actually. And so we might put one of those down if we get one. But the thing we wanted to do today was, we want to come over here and we want to finally take a look inside the cave. See what exactly is in here. So let's go ahead. Oh, we didn't fill our water or anything. I'm an idiot. Our oxygen, I mean.
Recharged.
Let's open this up. And let's run up in here and take a look at this. And in here, you're going to need a light because you can't see. Now it has ore in here. Now I upgraded the drill to tier 3. So I want to see if this, because in the playtest we couldn't drill any of this stuff. So I'm curious to know if we can drill this in this or not. Nope. Still can't do it. So that's going to be a question for, that's going to be a curiosity or a question. I don't understand how we're supposed to drill this unless we're supposed to use explosives on it. So that could be another thing. And then also in here, we will eventually come across some uranium. I don't remember if it was that way or this way, because all these caves are pretty much set up the same. Now, I think this is the dead end. No, it's not the dead end. Is this the, maybe this way? Maybe the, yeah, now here was the problem. We got to this point right here, and we couldn't get around this rock. See? And so I don't know what's that way because we can't mine this out. I have no idea what we're supposed to do here. Can we mine this? Is it even making a dent? Is it doing anything? I'm afraid I'm going to get it stuck in here if I haven't already. Nope. Yeah, so we can't get around that rock. And in one of the caves, my friend said that he saw a bottle past the. Let's get back down like this. Said he could see a bottle or something. But I can't see any bottles. I don't know. So there's that. It's getting close to dark, so we need to hurry up. That's a dead end. This is the way that's going to lead us, I think, to the uranium. Yep, see I think that's uranium. It'll start getting a Geiger counter, I think. There it is. Look at all that stuff. We know I want to mine this. We can mine it, I'm pretty sure. Once you hit it with a drill, as you can see, it's no longer creating a problem. But what's the point of I don't want to mine it because we don't really use it yet and we're not doing anything with it. So I didn't think that it would be pointless to fill up our inventories with something that we're not using. So we're going to leave it for now. But this way back here is a dead end, just so you know, that running past stuff. Let's don't get lost in here. Let's see. That's the dead end. It's easy to get turned around in this thing. Trust me. That's a dead end, I think. No, is it? No. This is our way out. Fairly sure. It should be dark out almost. Yep. So that's the tunnel, and that's the cave. That's what they have mostly. All of them look the same. They look pretty much like that. Let's turn this off. Let's close this.
Oxygen source external.
Let's charge our
Suit recharged.
suit. Let's like look at our oxygen. Let's switch to this one that has a little more in it. What time is it? But yeah, that's that. And that's what that's about. Yeah, we've established quite the base out here now, and now that we have a basic idea of the best way to set things up, we can build a base like this anywhere that we want. And so we've got a number of buildings out there where we were last time in the last episode, where we were searching for the tablets that we could go out and harvest materials from, but we want to go back. We really want to take the Rover and head back to the base where take this back to the base where we did all the where the mission control base was that was destroyed in the beginning of the game. And we want to see if we can't collect a whole bunch of materials that are left there, because that place is a bastion of materials, a wealth of materials.
External oxygen detected.
Fill our water bottles real quick.
Water refilled.
So both bottles look full. Let's go do the oxygen real fast before we sleep.
Equalizer pressure.
Both full. Okay.
Equalizer pressure. Equalizer pressure.
Let's eat. We are due for a storm any day now. Got to be prepared for that. The storm gets called out while we're here at the base. We'll probably jump in the ATV and take off and go set down our traveling quarters. The reason for that
Pressure. Water refilled.
the reason for that would be we can travel a little bit faster on the ATV than we can on the in the Rover. Let's flush. Let's grab our little container. So this is becoming some of this, a lot of stuff is routine. We have to get up, we have to fill our oxygen, we have to fill our water, we have to eat. And now part of our routine is going to be collecting one of these waste tanks every day, because you can only do one a day, but you want to get them and bring them over, put them in here. See, it's already at 0. It goes through it really quick. So let's see. Put this in, recycle, call it good. Next, I want to get rid of these empty bottles.
Oxygen source external.
Look at that. Sometimes I get this glitch, and it doesn't happen often, but it does.
Suit pressurized. Helmet
And
sealed.
how I can fix it by doing the tab key and then going out to third person. Anyways, so let's go check and see where we're at on these. They are coming along. They're over halfway being done. What's our oxygen look like? Got a little ding in it. Let's go ahead and fill that back up. But anyways, like I said, we have these like chores that we have to do every day. And so we now have a new chore that we're doing every day, which is doing the toilet thing. Now, I think now if I remember right, taking a shower also gives you a buff, and I can't remember what it was. So that was another thing I wanted to check out today, is to figure out what is up with that.
Equalizing pressure. Equalizing pressure.
Okay, so you open the door. You got to open both because you can't get in otherwise. Close the door. Close the door. And get the shower. Boom. We're getting shower. I'm not seeing anything on the screen. I could have swore it gives you a buff when you take the shower. And I don't know that the washing machine does anything yet. You can't even react with it yet.
Equalizing pressure.
We're at 9 a.m. on Friday.
Equalizing pressure.
Oops, let's not go in there. Let's go out this door.
Equalizing pressure.
Let's go look and see where we're at on our tank. We're almost to 1,000. Because the thing is once this gets up to 1,600 or 16,000, we'll be able to collect this tank up to the building and we'll never have to worry about water again. We'll never run out. Hang on for a second. Give me a minute. Sorry about that. The wife calls, I have to answer. Anyways, with 16,000 gallons in that tank, we won't have to worry about it. This tank is not got anything in it, I don't believe, because it's constantly feeding the water from here to the building, and the building supply out demands the tank. And so if we hold M down here now and we scroll out, we hit this. See, we're only at 23.52 of 16,000 in this tank. But once we have the other tank filled and we connect the hose to that tank, this tank will begin to fill and we'll give it a chance to fill. And then we're also going to put a tank on the front of this one. It's the same, and we're going to connect it to one of the portholes over here, and we'll have a third one. So we'll have 3 of them that are feeding power or feeding water to all 3 buildings, which will become shared water, which will be providing us with plenty of water for our crops and whatnot that we're going to start growing. Now, I do have the ability to build. Is it in resources? No. Food. Yes. I have the ability to build a small dome. As you can see, when I say small, it's not really that small. I'm just going to stick it here for a second so you can see. It's not really that small. It's actually a decent sized little building. And this would afford us to grow trees in here. And I think we can grow up to 6 or 8 in this one. And this is the small one. I mean, you know, most of the buildings that we've done out here have ones about this size. But anyway, so I just wanted to give you an idea what that's about. That's going to be more of a project that we're going to work on down the road. I don't want to build one yet because there's no point in building a dome if we don't have any freaking trees to do that with, and we can't even find any seed pods for anything except for the beets that we just found by accident the other day, and we only got 5 beets in it. So, in the play test, the seed packs were plentiful. They were all over the place. We had more seeds than we knew what to do with. And so in the game, they've obviously dialed that way back. I have no idea where to find seeds now. It's going to be farther and farther exploration, I think. I think the farther out you go, the more bigger the chances of finding seeds. And so that's going to be our next mission, is to go way out there somewhere. And I don't want to go in the same direction we did last time. I think we're going to go exactly the opposite way. And instead of going out there where we were, which was out in this area, we're going to go this way. And we're going to start heading back to this part of the map back here and see what we can find. And this is a symbol, the water symbol, so we know there's going to be water out here somewhere. But the water arrow icons or whatever have been pretty plentiful all over the map anytime that things are exposed. So, like I said, I don't want to go this way again, so we'll probably end up going out this way, and we probably will end up going in the direction of this water deal here. And then we'll put another antenna up out there as we go, just like we've been doing, which provides a wider view of the map. Now, as we progress, we'll also be able to build better antennas. I think it's in materials. I don't think it's in this one. Oh, nope, there's one. There's an antenna remote control. Boulder drill. I think we can get this now. I'm not positive, but I think we can get this drill now, which will be for the rover. We have to do it on the bench.
Equalizing pressure. External oxygen detected.
So we'll go into the
pressure.
mechanical bench, which is down here, I think. That's materials. Mechanics workbench. Let's see. And we should be able to unlock that right now. Let's see, where is that? There it is. Let's add the drill. Now we'll have
Mechanics. Technology access level increased. Available point for technological advancement.
So now we have the ability to drill in the rover.
Equalizing pressure.
We have in our inventory right now. We've got to dump this. So let's put this in here. Inventory. Put that down there like that. Oh, we have uranium already. Look at that. We're missing silicone. We need to get rid of those seed containers that are empty out of our inventory. So let's do that now. We'll put this up here. This one here. Do 5. Walk up to the black hole of the trash can. Left click to drop it. Or right click to drop it, I mean. And then we will do 6. And then we'll do the same thing. And boom, we get that out of our inventory. Got a couple items that we need to ditch. Let's get the seed and this out. Medium circuit and that out. All right. Medium circuits, I think, are in here. Yep. So let's put this down here. And then the cedar goes into the botany bench. We have a good container of potatoes that we can plant still, but we're not planting anything right now. Where is our oxygen at? Did we not grab it from the... Nope, we forgot to pick it up. Look at that. Who would have thought? Okay, so let's go check our plants before we take off. See where they're at. They should be getting close. Maybe. 38.51.
Equalizer pressure. Equalizer pressure.
Let's go jump in our rover and go smash some rocks now that we have the drill on it. That's not what I want.
Oxygen source external. Suit recharged.
Alright, so let's back up. Now the turning when you back up is just non-existent, so just be aware of that. This thing turns like a pig. It's very, 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 very exceptionally slow. It has really wide turning base. I want to move a little bit away from the base in case a meteor shower or some storm does come up while we're doing this, because we are due. Every about 3 days is cycles. The storm cycles about every 3 days. And this is the third day, so I'm expecting one. If it doesn't happen today, it'll definitely happen tomorrow or tonight in the middle of the night. I really hate it when it does it in the middle of the night. Kind of sucks. That looks like the top of a building right there. We haven't been in this direction from our base yet. This is the first time. It looked like the top of a dome I could see over here. I gotta be wrong. It's like right there in front of that peak. Could be a rock. Looks like the building with an antenna. And just so you know, these things bottom out very easy, so you got to be mindful of that when you're driving these. You're coming off a hill like this and there's a rock down there, try to avoid it. Or if there's a bump or whatever. We'll see what we can find over here. This is a base we have not been to, and you can always tell that just by looking at the solar panels. Because every base I go to, I always take the solar panels, even if I don't take anything else. The solar cells are important and to expanding, and this place is very interesting. Huh. Let's hop off, have a quick look-see. What are we doing on our food? We're doing right. Hit Z, see if anything pops up. I don't see anything popping up anywhere. At least I'm pretty sure we haven't been here. These, always check these for circuit boards. Sometimes there'll be circuit boards in them. Let's hit our Z key again. Oh, we got something right there. Processed food. We'll take it. A lot of these bases are really a big disappointment. That almost looks like a... That can't be, because there's no question mark here, but that almost looks like a abandoned tablet. but I'm sure I'm wrong. Yeah, I would have saw it because it would have been glowing green. So I don't know what that was. The food tablet, food thing. There's a food. That's all that was up here. Looks like. And that'd have been nice. There would have been a tablet in here, but there's no tablets anywhere near us right now, I'm pretty sure. Looks like we might have a circuit board or something in here. Got some items this way. Oh. Sometimes we pick up our own stuff. I think that's it. We didn't even get a... Oh, there's something over here. We didn't even get a circuit board in here. There's a box. Give us some seeds. Ah, bolts. Love it. All right. How did we get into that tunnel? Where does this go? What do we have here? Anything? Oh. Take us back outside. Nope. Where does this go? Is there a dome here? Nope. Thing is, this place is kind of confusing. I don't know why they did this. Here's their grow room. Oh, let there be seeds in here. That's amazing. These are still working, functioning. That's weird that they're closing on their own like that. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing in here. Huh. And there's only one way in and out. See, those should stay open. They shouldn't close. This opens. These are fully functioning. This is crazy. We gotta grind all this stuff up. It's a fully functioning greenhouse if it had power. Huh. I'm surprised we're not finding any. These are not working. These aren't active. But I'm surprised we're not finding any. Um, all the lights. I'm surprised we're not finding any. What am I trying to think of? Oh yeah, nitrogen bags of fertilizer in here. Gonna come back to that later. the office. We have a couple items in here. That's food. More food. We'll always take the food. Oh, the only way we're going to get to that food is to grind this down. There it is. Anything else in here? I thought there was something else that was highlighted. A couple of items. We have a box. Yay, more rocket fuel. Someday I'm going to be happy about that, but it's not right now. That looks like a circuit board. Yep, small circuit board. Anything else here? I don't think so. Yep, there is something. It's right there. What is it? Oh, it's the drill, but we can't do anything with the drill. Well, let us pick it up. All right, let's see what's over here. $18.08. So we'll spend the night here. Then tomorrow we will grind that base down.
Oxygen source, external. Suit, recharged.
See what our food and water looks like. Take a bite of food. The water is looking low, so we'll swap that out. Swap the oxygen around. Not that we need to, but... And then we will sleep until 6 in the morning. And now if we get a meteor shower in the middle of the night, we'll be away from our base. And
warning, weather alert.
There we go.
Shower expected.
Who called it? In the next 6 hours, which gives us a chance to get even farther from the base, which is what we're going to do. Before we do that, I want to grab some of those solar panels. Grind these things down. We take them with us so we can set up power outside if we need. I don't think we can drill. Oh, we can scrap. Nope. Yep, I guess we can scrap those. Okay, there's the greenhouse. Look, it's all cracked and stuff. Oh, the piping. That's new. That looks different. Where's the power and water source for this? I don't know.
Warning. Weather alert. Meteor shower expected.
Got 3 hours to move, so let's go ahead and take off.
Oxygen source external.
Problem's going to be water. What we're going to do is oops. Yeah, see, this thing turns like this horrible. Takes forever for it to react to the turning mode. All right, so what we're going to do is let's park this thing right here, like this. We're going to charge our suit like this,
Suit recharged.
and we're going to open this up. This. And we're going to find a place to park our survival capsule. Maybe. It'd be on flatter ground, I guess. Oop. Then we're going to put down a solar panel. And it doesn't even have to be a big one. It could be a small one, actually. Let's do a small one. Then that way it gets damaged. We don't lose more materials. That way we can refill our oxygen. I'm going to map real quick. See where we're at. I guess we're right here. But is that a water symbol? Yes, it is. So we're not too far from water in that direction if we wanted to go over there. That's probably what we should have did. It's traveled over to that water place. So we got some water because I don't know where we're at, but I know we're getting low. Yeah.
Warning, weather alert, meteor shower expected.
Maybe we won't be doing anything. We'll be sucking it up. Now, if we were in the ATV, which we're not, I would be staying on the ATV and just driving around avoiding the meteors. But Rover's way too slow. And I know this is invincible. I'm pretty sure it's invincible. So we're going to just ride it out in this. Hopefully we don't get killed. Not seen any meteors yet. As far as this. Right over there.
Warning, incoming meteor shower. Warning.
See them. They are on their way. There's one right there. That was close. Oh, he got me. It can get you inside the capsule, but it didn't destroy the capsule. Is our health back to full? Whoop, got us again. Our oh, it's damaging our. Our rival capsule's almost destroyed, so we need to repair it. One more hit probably would have destroyed it. The meteors still coming? Nope, they're over. So there, ladies and gentlemen, how you can survive a meteor shower. It did destroy our solar panel, as you can see. And I bet you we can't grind this down. Ah, let us. Huh. I wonder if we can do that at the old base now. We definitely need to repair this thing. Maybe Rover took some damage. Oh, it's repaired. Make sure none of anything else is damaged on here. So, hopefully we won't be having another. We need to upgrade this torch to level 3. Use the map. Scroll down on this. Check the damage. Oh, looks like it's okay. $300 of 300. I don't know why it won't show us the rover. Anyways, righty then. We gotta find some water. That has more than this one.
Oxygen source, external.
Water like right here. Close. We'll have to wait for a couple minutes for the well to start producing some water. We came here just basically because this was closer than going all the way back to our base.
Source empty. Water refilled. Source empty. Source empty. Source empty.
Patience, my friends, patience.
Source empty.
What? It's as if there's one stored. Alright, so we'll give it a few minutes. That should be able to fill us up now.
Water refilled.
Right, we're back in the green. No sense of keeping this here. Pick it up. Our map. Scroll out and see if there is anything close by us. Let's see. Not seeing anything out this direction. Base. Our old base. We'll head over there. See if we can grind up those things. Then maybe we'll... we got the beat thing going on.
Oxygen source external.
Maybe we'll go back to the base first, check on our beats. We may transplant them. And then I want to head over to the old base because I want to go over to our source for that source for materials that I want to go back to that mission control base to grab. How is it? It's 15:53. There seems to be a lot more of those. I want to try at least try the drill once. Before we do that, let's hop out here. You can no longer pick up the ore that you mine if it turns into the fully fledged ore. So let's drill this real quick. I want to see what this is. Oh, it's nothing. Now, it used to be once, even with the ore all the way down to this iteration, you could pick it up with the claw. Now you can no longer pick up this type of ore with the claw. So there you have that. I just wanted to see if that was silicon or not, because we're out of it.
Oxygen source external.
All right, so let's get up here by these rocks. See if we can do some drilling. Oh, Jose. Put our drill on. See if we can do some drilling. Wow, we tipped that whole thing over. And it's still rolling. I've never seen that happen before. I imagine it's probably going to move some more. Isn't this lovely and fun?
Sleep deprivation warning. Alert. Suit recharged.
So yeah, not being able to use the auto load is sucks. We need to get that unlocked as quick as we can. Why won't it let me sleep till 6? Can't sleep on uneven surfaces. Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude. Literally make us back up. Look how the trailer is. What's happening to the trailer? That's ridiculous. So let's see if it'll let us sleep here. Probably not. Feels uneven here too. Oh, it's gonna let us sleep. Wouldn't you know it? This feels a lot more uneven where we were. Seems like more now. So does this. Let's eat. Its power looks good. Let's see if we can get down here a little closer to this stuff. Oops, too far. You can damage the tires, so you got to be careful. Now the trailer wants to turn. It wouldn't turn before, but now it wants to turn. This thing just strips me out. I want to get as much as this can as we can, but I don't know if we're going to be able to reach that last one. I don't understand why it's not grabbing that. We're literally like right on top of that. And that's ore right there. Oh, that's funky. And that's not ore, that's not ore. It says this one's ore, but yet it won't let me pick it up. There it did. I think we can reach those up there. Nope. Get these ones first. Not close enough. Come on, don't do that. Gonna make us go through all these changes just to grab these last two little pieces of ore. Turning radius is retarded on this thing, so it's tiny. Okay. Hit transportation mode. As you can see, it's putting away the basket or the grabber, and arm is folding up. Now we're ready to go. Only problem is we don't have a crusher to crush all this ore up with. We need to build one of those. Excuse me. We should be able to plant our beets and add the carbon that add the fertilizer from our toilet to get those started and kicked off. Instead of entering the base from the left, I'm going to enter it from the right, so when we come up on a solar panel, we can plug this in to get charged. It will be in the right position for the plug, so I don't have to walk all the way around the outside of the machine to plug it in. Turning radius on this machine is horrible. You need to fix that.
Suit recharged.
As you can see, we're down a number of bars, like 4 it looks like. We'll put it on the charger. And I think we're going to run an oxygen line over here from the tank as well. Where the heck is the plug? Up farther? Are you kidding me? We did. We put it back on the wrong side anyway. I don't think we have enough hose to reach all the way over here because we got all the hose tied up in this. Let's go see what our tank's at too, by the way, while we're here. We're over 1,000. Doing good. All right. Let's see if we can do this. I think we're going to run out of hose though before we ever get back there. Might get lucky. Can't believe we made it this far. Nope. It's not going to do it. On our plants.
Equalizing pressure. External oxygen detected. Equalizing
Fill
pressure.
up our water tanks.
Water refilled. Water refilled. Equalizing pressure.
Oops, wrong bench. I don't know when I grab 2 of those. Well, we are going to need 2 now, because we do have 10 and not 5. Okay, let's go plant these things real quick. Or immediately turn off that. Come on, really? I won't just let me interact with it. There we go. I want to turn that off immediately. It is sucking stuff from it. Oh, babies, grow. Got to turn water on. So we got all that squared away. Let's go get our oxygen squared away.
External pressure dropping.
Dokely. So this may be a little bit shorter episode today than normal, but today is Monday, and I normally don't make videos on Sundays and Mondays, but I did both days this week. We survived the meteor shower. We got to go into the rocket and check that stuff out. You guys have a good idea of what I've done with the base, how we've upgraded it, added a storage room,
Equalizing pressure.
and a machine room, which was going to have whatever other machines we build. We're going to put another storage right there, and then with this whole wall will be nothing but storage. You know, there's only in storage in this one right now. I don't think we have anything in these, and these are going to be storing materials like such as solar cells, bolts, nuts, plates, all that kind of stuff. And so we want to build up a really good inventory of that so that we can build whatever we want, whenever we want, not have to worry about anything. And let's see, we took our little exploration out there, and like I said, we dealt with the meteor shower, and it kind of showed you that you can stay inside that capsule, and you get knocked down, but you don't actually get killed. Only the first time did I actually lose health. The second time I didn't even lose any health. But the capsule did take damage, and we did repair it. So that's something you want to be mindful of. You want to check after each time you possibly get hit by a meteor to check the damage on the capsule so you can repair it, because I let it go, and the first two strikes we took that thing down to about a quarter of its health, and which means if we'd have got hit again, we'd have probably been destroyed. That being said, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you have any suggestions or comments, don't hesitate to ask. Check out that electrical setup I did. That thing works really well, and it'll even get better. I had some input for some of my friends and from a good friend of mine, Tex, who is Tex Trucker, and he does videos on this as well. Don't hesitate to go over and look at his channel. This is Crazy with Crazy Gaming. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscription. We're running on trying to hit that 1,000 mark. And when we hit that 1,000 mark, we're going to do a giveaway. So help us get there. Also, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. The like button not only helps us or makes us look good, but that's not why we're doing it. We're doing it because it also, the main thing that it does is it exposes our videos to more viewers. It makes it more easy to find on the YouTube channels, and it makes it easier for people to search for it. So hit that like button for us, and then hit the bell so you can get notification when we drop our next video. Thank you for watching. We hope you come back and watch again. This is Crazy with Crazy Gaming. Bye for now.